Let's be honest, cleaning ice machines kind of sucks. But if you watch this video, it might help you out a little bit, not suck so much. If you're looking to service a Koolaire ice machine, you're in the right place. Today, I'm gonna be showing you how to do a 6-month preventative maintenance on this Koolaire ice machine behind me. My name's Jeff. I've been servicing ice machines for the last 5 years. I've probably done this 1,000 times. I'm gonna cut through all the BS and get straight to the point, give you just the basics of what really needs to be done and not go into too much detail like with stuff that you don't really need to know. So let's get into it. First things first, this thing is off right now on full bin. That's just a fancy way of saying the machine is full of ice, and up inside this area, I'll show you in just a second, the machine is turned off. If you have a water filter, make sure you change it. I'm not gonna bore you with those details, but that one's already done. Behind the machine here, there is an air filter that needs to be removed and cleaned. That's part of what we're gonna be doing. To start out this maintenance, I'm gonna take off the front panel, 2 screws, and this thing will come forward a little bit and then slide straight up and come off. And then you can take the top panel off by lifting up, pushing back, and then each one of the side panels just slides up a little bit and then comes out of place. Yes, when you look at this machine, it's gonna be really, really clean. You may be asking yourself, well, if it's already clean, why are you cleaning it? Because if you don't clean it when it's already clean, eventually it becomes dirty and gets nasty and has stuff growing in it and makes people sick. So we like to clean our machines before they actually really need to be cleaned. That way we don't ever run into a situation where people have slime falling off of the ice machine into the ice and then ending up in somebody's drink. That's just a bad look. So like I said, behind me, the machine is off on full bin, which just means that this water curtain is held to the out position. There's a magnet inside of here that needs to be closed and touching one of the bin control sensors in order for the machine to turn back on and make ice. So if I move this, get that thing to close, the machine will kick on. We don't really want it to run right now, so we're gonna take this toggle switch. This toggle switch right here, we're gonna go from the ice position to off. What we need to do before we start running our chemicals up top is we need to empty out enough of this ice to where we can cover it with a plastic sheet. And whoever did this is kind of a genius, but they made a little hook to hold that door up. So we're gonna lower this ice level, cover it with a plastic bag. I do recommend cleaning out the storage bin completely once a year, but if the walls start getting gunk on it, the ice deflector right here starts getting gunk on it, you might as well take all the ice out and clean and sanitize the bin. But like I said, we're here so often that emptying out the bin this time around isn't necessary, so we're just gonna cover it with a plastic bag. Now the ice is covered. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna run chemicals through our ice machine portion. Take this guy off right here. We're gonna end up pouring our chemicals down between the evaporator and the water curtain. Click this over to clean. 30 seconds later, this water trough will start filling up with water. That's when you'll be able to add your chemicals. So I am using the Manitowoc ice machine descaler. The most important thing is to make sure that your descaler is nickel safe. Manitowoc makes this brand. Koolaire ice machines are actually made by Manitowoc. So using the Manitowoc descaler in this machine is totally fine. I've got my 3 ounces of nickel safe ice machine descaler, and it's gonna go right there. The machine has already filled up with water and it's doing its thing. It's gonna be about 10 to 15 minutes of just circulating this water, and then it's gonna go through a series of dumping the water, filling back up with new water, dumping the water, filling up with new water, and then just wait till the machine stops running and you'll know you're good. It's gonna be about 25 to 30 minutes. I had already changed out my water filter, but just so you have a decent idea of what that looks like, turn the water off here by lifting this guy up. It shuts off the water. Relieve the pressure by pushing on something like this water fill station that they have, and then you just turn that and it comes off. But Since we already did that, we're gonna focus on the next thing, which is cleaning the condenser, which is that guy, but we need to do it from this side. Take this guy off, loosen that, and then this will slide up and come out of place. And I think that actually shows you the instructions right there on the side of it. It's called the air baffle. There's 5/16 screws been loosened up, so this just slides up and out. I usually like to just set it up top so I don't lose it or forget to put it back in. And this air filter will come out, and it's not all that dirty. So we're just gonna end up rinsing it off right here with some water. We get a brush like this one right here. I'm gonna use this brush on the condenser. We're just gonna go up and down. And what we're looking to do is get all the dust and lint and crap out of here. And then if you have something to blow, like compressed air or something of that sort, that would help out too. I'm gonna use 2 hands, but this is a basic idea. Let the water run. Rinse this thing out. Let's see what it looks like when I'm all done. All rinsed off. Yeah, it's not gonna be perfect, but at least the majority of the dirt, dust and debris is washed off there. I'm not gonna bore you with the details, but just put it back in the way you took it out. It should be fairly simple. If not, go back and watch the video. The machine has stopped running. I'm gonna flip this switch from the clean position to the off position. Now it's just gonna be a matter of taking apart some of the major components so that we can spray everything with sanitizer and wipe it down. So if you kind of push in and flex this out, the water curtain will come out. We'll spray this with some sanitizer and rinse that off. But like you can see, this is all really clean. A lot of times in like restaurants or whatnot, they get really bad. Usually if they're in a garage or outside like this one is, which, fun fact, I don't think you're really supposed to have these things outside. They're supposed to be in climate controlled environments. But long story short, we're gonna get down in here, spray everything with sanitizer, wipe it out with a clean rag, and call it good. We will be inspecting one more thing back here, taking a quick peek inside of the electrical panel just to make sure nothing looks out of place, but I'm betting that it looks pretty good. I'm gonna be using this Manitowoc Ice Machine Sanitizer. I put about 2 ounces of it in this spray bottle. I'm actually gonna refill it, but 2 ounces and then the rest water. Now I'm gonna spray everything and then wipe it down. Refilled, reloaded, super simple stuff. We're just gonna go to town on this. We're gonna get sanitizer on all of our surfaces. There's a little bit of dust buildup up top, not a big deal. So we're gonna run it through another clean cycle. We're just gonna get the sanitizer everywhere. Sorry, I might not have actually been pointing at this. If your machine's any dirtier than what this one was, you may want to take this guy out, take this guy out, the floats and the water pump. There's another video on my channel that shows you how to do this, but if your machine looks really good and you're just trying to do like a preventative, just do this. So, clean rag. We're just gonna go through, we're just gonna wipe everything. Just get in there, make sure, get all your surfaces. We're just doing a rough once over, and then we'll go through with a little bit more, I don't know, focus and try to tidy it up. But if you just kind of do this on all your major components and then go through and look to see if there's any dirty spots left over, that's really all they need if the machine's clean. But like I said, do it before it gets dirty to the point where you need to spend hours on it. I went through this thing a second time, did a really good job wiping it out. Now I'm just gonna go through, I'm gonna spray everything again with sanitizer, being sure to get up inside and behind some of these major components down here. I'm also gonna spray all my surfaces, and then on the final spray, I'm just gonna let everything sit in place and dry. I'm I'm also gonna spray each one of these, wipe it, and then spray it again. Like I said earlier, we do need to open this guy up, take a quick peek inside. The dump valve is this guy right here. You should check it just to make sure that there's nothing inside there that isn't supposed to be, or that this thing isn't damaged or covered in limescale. This one looks really good, and my assumption is that down inside that hole looks really good as well. You may need to shine a flashlight, but the idea is just to make sure there's nothing in there that could potentially end up holding this open or blocking the hole, because if the water can't drain at the end of each ice cycle, your machine will get filled up with limescale and it won't work properly. You have to have this dump valve working properly. Otherwise, your machine will pay the price. Once you take out this screw, this slides forward, and we can just set this right here for right now because we're gonna throw it right back on there. So this machine is still plugged in. Don't touch anything, it'll shock you. We're just looking for anything that looks burnt, out of place, anything super abnormal, bulging, capacitor back there, burn marks on the control board, anything that looks like it needs the services of somebody qualified. But everything looks good, so we don't need to worry about that. And then this will slide. There's little channels that it slides in on the right hand side, and then this goes back into place. Be careful not to pinch any wires along this seam. It will short out the machine, cause a major malfunction. The screw goes in, tighten it up, and that's it. Put my water curtain and the water trough back in place. As you can see, based off the soap dripping off it, it's not technically soap, it's ice machine sanitizer. I'm gonna go ahead and click this thing back into wash, let it run through another wash cycle just to get all the chemicals out of the machine, and then we're gonna turn it back on and let it make ice. I'd like to be clear that this video is technically the short way to do it. If your machine's not all that dirty, it doesn't need, hours worth of scrubbing and rinsing and all that good stuff. This is the way to do it. Keep it clean, take it apart every once in a while, sanitize everything, wipe it down. You should never have to, get to the point where you need to spend 3.5 hours getting all the little chunky, nasty freaking slime balls out of the machine. Keep it clean once a week, take it apart, run your chemicals. You don't need to do the descaler every week, but if you do the sanitizer every week, it'll go a long way to keeping the machine clean and keeping all the components working properly. This is also pretty important. Spray off your walls and your ice deflector. I already did behind there. Spray off the front cover of the machine. Take that same rag, just kind of wipe the walls, wipe inside these channels here, just like that. Get all that nice and wiped down, and then when you're done, go ahead and spray it again, and then just let the ice machine sanitizer dry on the surface. We got ice, just like that. We dropped down in there. We're gonna gather this all up and get rid of it. 14-minute freeze, 1 minute 35-second harvest. So all done with that call. Pretty simple Koolaire ice machine. If you keep them clean and just clean them regularly, they never really get all that bad. Some people might, watch the video and be like, oh, it wasn't even dirty in the first place. Well, that's the point, right? Clean it regularly so that it never gets so bad to where you have to pull every single component out and spend hours scrubbing on it. You have to take all the ice out of the bin. Just stay on top of it. It gets easier if you just work it into your schedule every Friday or every Monday or whatever it is. Just take it apart, get it cleaned. I appreciate y'all taking the time to watch all the way to the end of the video. Really cool. Do all the stuff if you want to. I don't really care. But check out the links for the ice machine cleaner and descaler. See you guys on the next one.